I really enjoyed the All-Star break. Didn't have to deal with this silly Sixers team who came back out of the All-Star break, looked extremely rusty in the first quarter, got their act together a little bit down the stretch, but then with about 5 minutes left in the game, Nick Nurse hit the panic button as he does every game and said, "Guys, no more passing. No more ball movement, no more transition game, none of that. We're throwing it out the door." This team is so frustrating in the end of these games. Atlanta won 117-107, by the way. It's like down here in the corner. I don't know. This was a weird screenshot by me. They were down 104-93. Then they go on a 10-0 run. And a 12-2 run, really. Grimes saves a play with a reverse layup, then he gets a nice transition assist to Kelly, who had the slam dunk. Maxey got to the line, made 2 free throws. Edgecombe had a narrow block on Dyson Daniels that led to Oubre getting to the free throw line at the other end. And the Sixers had cut the deficit to 110-106, and yet they only scored one more point in the last 3 minutes or so of this game. You had Quentin Grimes ISO mid-range against Dyson Daniels, all-NBA defender. You had Maxey taking a 30-footer, which I understand you can make them, but a 30-footer with 10 seconds on the shot clock instead of looking for a better shot. You had Oubre, I think, with the closest air ball jump shot I've ever seen to the basket. Not on a 3. It was like from 8 feet away, and he airballs it. Oubre was pretty terrible tonight, and I'm a big Oubre guy. I defend him often, but this was one of his worst games of the season. Maxey started really slow. I think if he had even added 2 3-pointers in that first quarter, they could have been a little closer on the scoreboard. VJ Edgecombe started really hot to this game, had a few nice baskets in the fourth quarter, but 6 turnovers, no assist isn't going to cut it for him. This really athletic Atlanta team that likes to get up and down the court, they were able to take advantage of VJ's mistakes and other Sixers mistakes as well, and just kind of get easy buckets in front of the basket. Jalen Johnson, I thought in transition, was excellent tonight. I would say the Sixers, if you watch the highlight reel of this game, you're going to say, wow, a lot more often when you watch the Sixers compared to Atlanta just kind of getting either transition layups or baskets around the rim. But Atlanta played better in this game. The Sixers really shot poorly. They couldn't seem to make layups for most of the game. And their 3-pointers were going in the first half. They go into the half shooting 43% from deep in a game where both teams were below 40% from the field. Well, by game's end, Atlanta shoots 43% from the field, and the Sixers were down to 33% from beyond the arc. Simple math there, but they just played poorly down the stretch of the game. And it stinks because I thought we got some good performances from some Sixers role players. Adem Bona was really fun in this one. 4 blocks in the first half. Thought he was running up and down the court, kind of keeping pace with Atlanta's speed. I thought he was meeting that matchup and kind of bringing his own athleticism to the table. Andre Drummond was able to capitalize on a lot of Atlanta mistakes in the first half. He had 14 rebounds, 13 points in this one. I thought he played really well. It wasn't just an empty calorie stats game for him. I do think he was pretty good. I also really liked that pass he had to Maxey. Maxey had a really ferocious dunk in the second quarter where he kind of did a little give and go action to Drummond, who then threw it to him, cutting from the 3-point line down into the lane. That was a nice play. Also, CJ McCollum had a huge impact on this game coming off the bench. He always kills the Sixers. He's done it every team he's played for. Even earlier this year with the Wizards, he kept them in a game. And then tonight, a plus 23, 19 points off the bench. I'm not sure why the Sixers were totally incapable of covering him, but at the same time, I don't know. The perimeter defense for Nick Nurse this year has been very spotty. So even with the Sixers having bigger athletes, more aggressive defenders than they have in previous seasons, CJ still cooked them. So hopefully Joel Embiid will be back in the lineup next time out. Still dealing with the shin/knee injury he's got going on. It's not his surgically repaired knee, it's the other knee. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's just a blip on the radar and he's back in action next time out. But yeah, just a frustrating loss. And there's been a lot of them over the past month for the Sixers.